And when it's extremely windy, it gets really cold upstairs thanks to the old windows, the old walls. It may even be missing insulation. Who knows? This house was over 100 years old. So I'm just glad that the roof hasn't caved in, or the wind. I think it was a couple years ago, there was huge branches kept hitting the window. I'm just glad that those branches didn't break the window. So how is everybody doing for this week? The beginning of the quarter. I, for one, still have to do some planning. I have most of the ideas all done up. I am going to try the Kanban board this quarter just to see how it is. Because I keep seeing people sharing their jars full of their little post-it notes of all they got done. So I'm like, that might be encouraging. I do know that when I revise a chapter, I use these cute little stones as a reminder of how much I've gotten done, as well as in my writer's notebook. I have, not all the time, but the last few years, I've been keeping track of when I've revised the chapter, how many words I started with and how many words I ended with. So it's been interesting. This morning during Sarah C. Brody's sprints, which might be finishing up now, it was kind of back to back, and that's how today is. Sarah did 2 hours. I'm doing 2 hours. This is normally J.D. Robinson's spot, but she wasn't hosting today. And then I discovered that she is hosting today, but not until after me. So it's like perfect, because I'm like, when I found out that she was sprinting today, I'm like, oh no, because she usually sprints during this time slot. So I was kind of happy that she's actually after me, so I didn't have to cancel, because that is why I'm doing these sprints, is kind of filling in the time slots of when there's not a sprint during the Heart Breathing's Writing Community. And speaking of, let's get some links done. Okay, this is JD's link for her channel for next. The timers I'll be using will be from HK Darkwood, and that's her link. She sprints Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. I have to think a minute because I'm on Mountain Time, at least for now. And then when the time changes in next month, since Saskatchewan doesn't change their time, we will be no longer on Mountain Time. We'll be on Central Time. So then there'll be just an hour between Eastern and I. So that's good. That means I can get up and actually participate in the morning sprints, because 7 a.m. is way too early for my brain. And I will do 1 or 2 timers because they're more witchy autumn. So I'll be using 1 or 2 of Laura Nettles, and there's hers. And this evening at 8 p.m. Eastern, Jody Jean Daniels will be hosting, at least she should be. And that's her link. And later this afternoon, I will be over on Jenna's channel for her next round of writer interviews. I'm looking forward to it. It is at 5 p.m. Eastern. So I'm going to be going over there just so I can see it. Sure, I was there, but it's so much different when you're actually, after it's been edited and fixed and everything. And if you didn't catch her workshop on Saturday, I think it was Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. I'm there during a presentation workshop on self-care and tarot cards and how I use them in my writing a little bit. There's also the link for that on my channel, because I do believe Jenna was switching it to members only. And for the interview that I'm that we did a while ago. That's the direct link for that. I will start at the top. I'm not sure how that works, but I hit a star on it, so maybe it will just stay up at the top. I'm not sure. So as we always do at my channel, we do the cat wisdom cards. So here's the box. Cute little kitties. And who knows, we may have a visitor or two during my live stream. I already had Fate pop in when I was going through some stuff with Sarah's sprint. So that's fun. So I'm going to shuffle, just draw a card, and it is trust. Interesting. Do you need to trust yourself a little bit more? Trust those around you? Or maybe even trusting the wrong person? Who knows? You'll have to do some reflection and figure it out. So, what is everybody doing during the first stream? I know I will be, like I said, I still have to go through and figure out a little bit more of the planning. I want to use a Kanban board this year, so I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to do that. So I'll see you in 20 minutes. I will share my screen with the timer from HK Darkwood. I'm going to have to bring it back because it's probably, I'm going to bring it back to 25 minutes. Back to 20 minutes. And then after that, I'll bring it up to a 25 minutes. So here we go. See you on the other side. Hi, welcome back. How did everybody do? We had quite a few people pop in. So I will first give an update on my progress. I set up the beginning pages of my first quarter in my HB90 notebook. Decided whether or not I'm going to keep the same ideas I did for last quarter or change it up. Probably not going to end up keeping most of it. My goals have been pretty much the same all year, so we'll just see how that goes. Pasqua popped in. Hello. And Sarah's finished from her own sprints and popped in. She's going to go make lunch. I had my lunch at the end of her sprint. And Jordan popped in. So are you checking if you're doing a second interview with Jenna? This is my first. We did it kind of off screen a couple of months ago. And there is talk about doing another one, but we'll just have to wait and see. Diane, hello, who sprints on Tuesdays and Thursdays on her channel. The Diane Dobson Barton writing. I think it's the last part is writing. So she sprints on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 Eastern. Jordan's talking about not working much today. He's been doing some gardening. Diane's been scanning art for digital downloads on her writing site. And there was some talk about some art that you can touch. And Pasquale's waiting on lunch to be delivered, working on W2. Nice. I wanted to work on, actually, I guess I kind of did, worked on a little bit of my own writing during Sarah's sprints this morning. I had a very large one chapter, so I decided to flip it into 2, considering it was 4,900 words, which is a little long, especially for what I like. I like to keep them around 2,500 to 3,000 words, closer to 2,500. And this chapter had 2 huge scenes, and it was a good spot to split it. And usually when I do end up splitting chapters, I sometimes reflect back and see, should I keep it in the same point of view character, or should I switch it into another one? This book has 4 point of view characters. The first book of this series only had 2, so I'm adding on from 2 of the other main characters. We have 1.5 minutes, almost 2 minutes left. If you joined me from Sarah Sprints, you might want to, don't forget to have a drink, have a little stretch, so you're not sitting from all of her sprints and then all of mine. And then, like I said earlier, JD Robinson will be sprinting at the top after the 2 hours, so at 4. The first little break, I drew the cat wisdom card and I got trust. And I was wondering, do we need to have a reminder to trust ourselves or to trust other people? I'm going to also, I don't have time for this. We'll do that next time. Next break, we'll discuss which is familiar with animals and runes. Actually, what the heck? We have time. We have 1 minute left. So I'm going to shuffle up the cards. And the card for runes is the Dagnas, which is with the butterfly and transformation. I'll just put that in my handy dandy little holder, which is great for cards. Had a comment, I'm back, Sarah's back, going to update my website while I eat. Good idea. Multitask. I, for one, don't have a website yet. I'm kind of scary, just right up there with the whole newsletter that but I'm not ready for that yet. So we have 6 seconds left. I'm just going to let that timer go through and start the next timer. And we're going to go with which is going to be next. Let's see. We're going to try this one. Maybe not. Let's try this one with the owl. I will see you in 25. And that was the end of our second script together. There was some chatter. Let's see. Okay, Pasqua's waiting on lunch. Oh, I already said that. Sarah's back, updating her website. Did that. Diane's comment was she has to do the same. And next up is Nicole. I'm struggling, friends. I can't get my ADHD to cooperate today. Hopefully shorter sprints will be the answer. Continuing on with editing the few pages of Spellbound. That sounds like an amazing book. I don't know too much about ADHD, but I can give you the shorter sprints. I like the 25 to 30 minute sprints, so I'll just keep it with the 25. Mama Maggie popped in. Thanks for the like button. And Pasqua's Foods has arrived, so she'll be back. Diane, fighting to get GIMP to work on my new Mac. I don't know anything about Macs. And when it comes to GIMP, the only GIMP I know is that plastic rope that we used to make friendship bracelets and other crafty things. I don't know, probably. I know I did it in the 80s. My kids did it in the early 2000s. So it's one of those crafty things that will be around forever. I got through my setup for this week's for my HB90. The majority of it, I still have to narrow down what tasks I want to work on this time around with my projects. So I guess it's more like my projects. And then at the beginning of last quarter, I decided in my HB90 notebook, journal, notebook, whatever you want to call it, to set up at the beginning my 4 main goals, which is, of course, my writing and what I want to get done during this quarter for my writing. Second, of course, this health. And thanks to Tracy over at the Revised Writer, I had all my HB90 weekly things and reviews and my task box summaries and all that fun stuff under my reoccurring tasks. And she suggested that all our planning go under health. So I'm like, perfect idea. So now my health has more stuff in it. So that's always good. And then my third goal will be working on my Miranda's Cauldron and my other social media things. I did it at the very beginning, and then I got sick, so I wasn't streaming as much. And other life stuff popped up, so I didn't really have it for second quarter because I didn't really do too much of it. And then for the third quarter, I was really missing it, so I decided to go back to streaming. So I didn't do as many as I like to, but September was a new month, and I got a lot more done. And yeah, so that was pretty much what I did for that quarter and set up the rest of the pages for this week. I do a weekly tarot draw, so I did up the card. I haven't done the cards for that. I left the space for it because I knew I wanted to go back and figure out more in detail. No, not really more in detail, more like recopy what my projects would be for under my goals. So that's always fun. But who knows? I might actually have it done in the next hour. Just as a reminder, our cat wisdom card was trust for our people that popped in. And I drew the Runic familiar card for animals, and I got the butterfly, which is all about transformation, right? So we've got less than a minute left. Let's see, what else do I want to tell you? For the newcomers, I don't host these on behalf of the Heart Readings writing community, but I host these because of those ladies. It gave me the encouragement so I can host myself, which is lots of fun considering I'm in the middle of nowhere, Saskatchewan, And I can go for literally days with only seeing my husband, sometimes weekly. So it's been fun to be able to do this kind of thing. And the next person to sprint after me is JD Robinson on her channel. And we just did a 5-minute chat break. So we will continue with this 25-minute sprint of the kitties looking at the window. See you in 25. And that was the end of our third sprint together. How did everybody do? Let me just find a new one for that because we don't want to do that one. I'm going to go with the Cauldron from Laura Nettles. It's for 30 minutes, but I'm just going to let it continue on with our chat break. Then, yeah. So let's see what happened. Diane was busy. She ran and heated up her coffee and searching for an alternative to GIMP, a free one. So whatever GIMP is, it must be something to do with art, knowing Diane. I have this week's projects all figured out, what I want to work on. I did that up in my planner, so that was good. I'm not sure if I have the kids this week or not. Usually don't find out until the night before. It's kind of sporadic, but that's okay because the days that I don't have them, I don't have to get up at 6:30 in the morning, which is always nice when you're not a morning person, at least not that early in the morning. And so I just put in those extra hours that I would have them before and after school towards writing, or maybe this week I should probably start cleaning up the house, major clean, because we have our Thanksgiving in a couple of weeks, and my daughter and her boyfriend are coming in from the big city in Alberta. And my husband reminded me that maybe I should clean the house. It's like, well, it's not like it's a pigsty, but anyhow, I would like to clean the bathroom and just like a little bit extra kind of stuff that I normally don't do on a daily day. Like maybe I should actually mop that floor. Nah, I've got more important things to do. We'll just see. So we have one more sprint left. I think I'm going to actually bring it down to more like a 20-minute sprint, and then we can have a little bit of a break before JD starts in 30 minutes. So that's always fun. I think next sprint, I'm going to actually draw my tarot cards for today, or shall I say for the week. So we'll just see how that goes. And I will bring up JD Sprint's her link again. Let me just go scroll back and find it, even though I do believe everyone here has hers. I will just put it up there anyhow. I guess I didn't share it. I thought I did. Oh, here it is. Okay, so that's JD Robinson's. And if you're interested, I'm having my interview premiere over at Jenna O'Malley's Facebook page. Her YouTube channel in about 90 minutes. That's where I will be for the second half of JD's sprints. And I don't know about you, but I am really looking for that 10-minute break between mine and JD's. Even though I'm not writing, but I really want to get my tarot cards through. So I might only spend half that 20-minute sprint on actually being productive. We'll see. Okay, woohoo, found one that does what I need. That is awesome. It's always fun when you're looking for the software that you would like and it works for you. That is awesome. Okay, doesn't look like there's anybody else making any comments. So my next sprint will be tomorrow afternoon. I thought I may have to cancel it because I remembered that husband and I had plans, but he won't be able to do it now. So, which is awesome. That means he's going to work all day and I get to get some stuff done. Like maybe actually some revising tomorrow. We'll see. But my sprints tomorrow won't be in the morning. It will be in the afternoon after Diane sprints. She sprints at 2 on her channel, her writing channel, and then I'm going to go right after hers because Rachel D. Adams wasn't going to be sprinting this month. And if you follow her, it seems like she's having some water difficulties. So I'm not sure if she'll be sprinting at all next month next month for October. So if she's not, I may continue with this time slot on her time slots on Tuesdays or Thursdays or both. Just keep an eye on my channel. And if you haven't joined my Instagram, it's just under Miranda Magic, which is the details are on the bottom. And thanks for the sprints. I'm thinking Diane may be taking off now. Enjoy the rest of your day. And we're just going to start this timer or continue this. We'll start the sprint. I'm going to bring it down to 20 minutes. There. And I'll see you after this for a little chat break. the end and write it together. How did everybody do? We had a lurker among us. Jenna, thanks for popping in and tapping that like button. I got my 3 cards read, drew for myself for the week. A little sad, but that's the way it is sometimes. I did get, interesting. Looking back at last week's, I drew the Knight of Cups. And I also drew the Knight of Cups for this week in the very same deck. Interesting. And Sarah's popping by off. Thanks for popping in. I will see you guys all over at JD Robinson Sprints. And first, I need a break. I have some dishes to be done and maybe some cats to say hello to since I've been busy for the last, the last 4 hours I've been doing this. I'm thinking next, the first sprint that I go with JD, they're going to go back to writing. I have enough of this review and setting up my week and all that. I was very productive, but I need a break. Besides, the weekly reviews can just wait till tonight. Not a problem. So I will see you guys all next time, tomorrow at 4 Eastern. Bye for now.